This week's sermon is coming from Luke 20, and it starts in verse 9. And this is a story of the parable of the wicked tenants. So Jesus is sitting with some Jewish religious leaders, and he starts to tell a story. And in this story, there's an owner of a vineyard, and it's vast, and it's prosperous, and it's full of fruits. And he decides to lease it to other tenants and farmers in the area. And he leases it out, and there comes a time when it's time for him to collect his rent. And so he sends a servant to go and to collect his rent. And this servant goes and he asks for the king's portion, and they deny him, and they beat him up, and they send him back empty-handed. And so now you're probably thinking the owner is sad and confused and probably upset because the people he's put in authority position aren't doing their jobs right. And so he sends another servant. And this servant again is denied and beaten and sent back empty-handed. And so this process happens a few more times. So finally, after servants are beaten and killed, he sends his son. And the Bible says it's his beloved son. And he sends his son in hopes of thinking that he's going to be respected and regarded in this place. And so his son goes and asks for the king's portion. Well, the tenants and farmers get together and they beat him up and they kill him. And they think that, oh, if we kill him, we'll get his inheritance. So we'll get more. We'll get our rent and his inheritance. And so they beat him up and they kill him. When the owner finds word of this, he's upset and he's angry. And at this time, Jesus stops the story. And he looks at all the religious leaders, and he says, do you think that the owner's going to go and kill all of those tenants to gain justice? And they get upset with Jesus because they realize that Jesus is relating and referring to them as the wicked tenants. They realize that they've been put in positions of authority and they're not doing it right. And so they get upset with Jesus. And so the bottom line of this story is that the Lord has put us all in positions of leadership. We're his stewards for his kingdom. We're supposed to go out into the vineyard and reap good fruits. But we cannot continue to pretend that everything's supposed to be given to us, that it's ours to keep. We have to listen to the final authority, which is Jesus. And so as you begin to prepare yourselves and prepare your hearts for this message, think about this question. Are you willing to sacrifice yourself to the authority of the Lord? Are you willing to listen to what he has to say in your life? And are you going to listen to him day by day and do it the first time he asks?